Well, good evening and welcome. This is the Black Table. My name is Mazino Appeal. You don't need to know about me. What you need to know is about these three guys who have been here since 10 a.m. or rather 10 p.m. having drinks and spilling out their guts. We're going to do some reorganization here in the show very soon. I will be telling you exactly what we're going to be doing. It's all thought of from the dark minds of these guys I have here with me. Let me start by introducing the one to my left. You all know him. He is, of course, the rich uncle himself. Okpe Oluwafemi is in the house again. Whether you like it or not, no, we'll get to that. I know you're still gobsmacked. We'll get to that. Of course, to my right. Well, hey, he might be everybody's zaddy, but if you want to take him home, it'll cost you extra. The one and only Jean-Luc Picard rode in here with the Enterprise. He is all represented for tonight's show in black.
It's a hard knock life.
Barely an inconvenience.
Barely an inconvenience, yeah.
He rolls in every single evening, and I mean roll in. Of course, you know all four of them are always complete here. Mr. GANG with the gang in the place to be. Of course, you are welcome as well, gang.
On me. Let me get on me. Thank you.
Wouldn't be the same show without you, and I mean that definitively.
Thank you.
All right, so we are thinking of having maybe a shade here and then silhouettes from behind and poles behind, and the guys that we're very excited talking about it. Woo. And everything. And we're talking about the now I'm not a strip club fan, I will admit. But there are a few experienced people here on the days that have been talking about it since 10 p.m. and they really want to get some action in this place. I don't know. When was the last time any of you was in a strip club? Don't lie now. This is when they start to lie.
Before the Naira became expensive.
So since after the Naira,
yeah,
you would say that business, that industry has gone down. Is that what you're saying? What's the going rate for a lap dance? You would know. You would know. What is it?
Well, as a gentleman, I don't kiss and tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gang told us a very interesting story about New Year's Eve. Gang, you want to retell that story?
No. For those that want to know, go and experience it yourself. Those were the days when I was of the world.
But I think that you said defies gravity, though. Because I've just been thinking about it, like
so many things defy gravity.
It's a talent, I hear.
You'll be surprised.
Exotic dancing is actually a talent.
Yeah.
In fact, go and watch the movie Hustlers. You see where Jennifer Lopez was explaining the way you can. It's physics. There are things you can do with a pole that you'd be surprised that you can actually suspend yourself mid-air.
But why do guys find it very exciting actually to go out to a strip club? I will admit. Let me tell you a fact. I don't like strip clubs.
In the words of the great Wyclef Jean,
pious.
just because she dances, go. Don't make her. No.
But honestly, I still cannot get the concept, and I'm not trying to be righteous or anything. I perhaps had an accident once, and it's just burned into my mind.
So
that
the thing about going to a gentleman's club,
a gentleman,
or a very special evening. It's really about the atmosphere. Everyone lets loose. You're free. You're not there because you are trying to pursue something, but you're just there because the basic instincts of being a man. I've taken my wife to a gentleman's club a couple of times, and we had fun because yes, we had fun because when you go to places like that, everything is out there. It's free. You're not like, oh, I've seen this, I've seen that. You're having fun.
With your partner, I'm talking about.
I'm talking about my wife. My wife is my partner now.
Okay. For the first time, this is a topic that Okwe is clueless about, and I'm surprised because this is.
It's about to an extent. Sometimes, if you look at it from the gentleman's aspect, it's exotic and erotic at the same time because some people are they're entertaining you with dance.
Yeah.
If you go to a dance club or dance school, a salsa place, it's just a different scenario whereby they seem to be getting undressed more than the other dancers are. So there's just something, like I said, erotic about it in nature that you just feel as if, okay, you're there for the viewing pleasure, and you're just like a regular club or lounge.
But married men in strip clubs now, is that something?
What about married men in clubs?
Well, married men in clubs is understandable. It's about company and alcohol, much like what you were doing here. But when you add
double standard, don't even go there. Double standard.
It's the same thing because here's the funny thing. If you look at how ladies dress in the club scene, You know, and what a lot of them are there undercover with some intentions.
Covert operation.
But in gentlemen clubs, it's you freely know that you're just there for the entertainment.
Exactly, that's my point. You're there.
You're there for the entertainment. There's nothing hidden.
There's nothing hidden.
Okay,
You're
so
not
let's
there
switch
for-
it.
Basically, maybe when they go strip club.
No,
Like, I mean, in a nutshell.
Okay, so let's switch it now. Let's say it's a gentle, it's a ladies' club. Would you go with your partner?
You mean with
guys
guys
being
stripping
the
and-
ones doing
So
the
if it's a double thing whereby
No. There, don't twist my question. With guys doing the stripping, would you go?
why?
Why?
Why has this changed? Why? What just changed now?
It changes because women know that the
The
pleasure is more
body
of
of a
the male.
woman. God,
Do you
the body of
understand?
a
Women
woman,
want to
God,
see women,
Bro,
like
God
that.
carved a woman.
He said
specially.
women want to see women.
Women
like
want.
that.
I've been out
Let
with
me see.
several
Here's the
of my
funny thing.
friends.
There was a time many years ago, if I can remember, there was a time I was at a club
Curious.
with this young lady,
Go on.
and the way she was dancing, there were some older women there, and I think that time I was in my 20s, late 20s.
No need to shout.
I was in my 20s, thereabout. But these women, you could tell, were like in their late 30s and early 40s. And they kept admiring this young lady.
course,
And then
yeah.
they actually approached her and said, how can we dance
Like
or
you.
move
So for
like
them,
that?
it's an art.
Yeah, so for them, they were like experiencing, you know, what can be done and
With
feel
the
as if,
human
oh, is
form.
this something that men are attracted to? Can I actually learn this art and craft and apply it to my
aside
man?
that-
So, okay, if you
aside
go
what
to
you
a
said.
club now, you see a guy swinging his dingaling on the pool and everything. Would you admire the way he's using his male form?
So I've always said it that I understand lesbians. I understand them. Because if
So
I'm
why
a-
don't you understand gays?
if I'm a woman, I understand it. But I can't understand. Like, look at the body of a woman now,
Yes.
bro.
But here's the
Big
same
hair,
thing.
small
Here's the
hair,
funny
big
thing.
hair.
Here's
What are
the
you
funny
talking
thing.
about now?
Here's the funny thing.
How you don't love that?
If your wife or your woman is watching Channing Tatum in what's the name of that movie?
Mike.
Yeah, Magic Mike.
Magic Mike.
And the way he's winding his waist with his abs and all of that stuff. If you now find out that, oh, she likes or she's appealing to those kind of things, and you have abs and a six-pack as well, sometimes you might want to...
Wait. Do I need to remind you what Inyanya did when he released his album?
bro.
It
Yeah,
caused problems.
Do you understand?
See, I think
so a lot
women,
of women actually are attracted to men that can actually
lot of
move
women enjoy
like
stuff
that.
like
In
that.
your own house, free space, sometimes your woman wants you to dance for her or she
In
dance
my
for
own
you.
opinion, as a man, if you know how to dance, you are useless.
Yeah?
I swear down. I've said it before.
no,
If you know how to dance, you are useless. Check all the rich men in the
put it on
world.
Twitter.
Check all the rich men in the world are like this.
Yeah.
That that's not a pass like this.
yes, I like
Like,
this.
in all the
I like
problems in the
this.
world,
See,
you
anytime
go
I
to
hear
Larry.
this, but anytime I hear this, it's always from a group of people that can't dance to save
Bro,
their
like,
lives.
no, but in all
Can
the
you
problems,
dance?
I can't dance to save
in
my
all the problems in the world, you go to learn breakdance. Are you okay? Dangote, daughter's wedding.
Yes, like
Jagaba,
you know.
Richie dance. He's all the same thing, bro. It's just like this. It's okay.
But then-
It's the money
But
dance.
Chris Brown will carry all their daughters.
Once you
make
can
the carrier
pop and
go.
look. Nah,
Make
that's
the carrier
small boy
go.
tins. That's small boy tins. Listen,
Bro.
that was not the topic for tonight, but we just thought that we should just put that in because everybody seemed a bit too excited before the start of the show, so we
Why are
had
we
to
getting
talk
strippers
about it.
though?
I don't know about that, Mr.
Can
Jean-Luc.
we, like,
No, we can't. We can't.
no, but it's late night show
Some
now.
of
Yeah,
us
a
have
bit too
retired from
excited.
that
No,
lifestyle.
but nah, just person go just a glance.
It's
Nothing
our
there
fourth
now.
decade on Earth. We don't need that. Let it.
Why don't
let
we
it
get
for the
men
small
to come and dance?
There's no need. Everything they okay as a day like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to our first quick fire topic for today. So it was found on the streets of social media, a group of women, single ladies. It was a single ladies retreat, and guess what they were doing? They were actually out having a single ladies retreat to pray in wedding dresses for a man before the end of the year. It's 2/3 the way into 2023. We've got about 4 months left, the Ember months, and these ladies are congregating in wedding dresses looking for man. I don't know what's wrong with this picture or video.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's the
But-
reality of life.
Now, this is Nigeria, and I'm asking, are men that scarce? Now, I know you're going to fall on statistics and say that statistically worldwide there are more men than women, but in Nigeria you find very, very many single men, but not enough women who want to take them home to mommy and say, this is the man I want to marry. But yet these are not women that are, like, these are really mature ladies. So are we that scarce?
Very,
Explain, please.
very, very, very. Women control access to sex. Men control access to marriage. You can never force any man to marry you.
True.
He has to want to marry you. So all your whatever it is that you're doing, at the end of the day, you still need a man to say, okay,
That's
I like
what
you,
I want.
to marry you.
Yeah.
You can't force that.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, all those, I'm depressed. Calm down. Time will
Time.
tell.
Time will
Just give it
tell.
time.
Time will
Just give it
tell,
time.
yeah.
Give it time. You go marry it. Once you marry it, you go set.
Words I only hear inside the kitchen. These are women. I'm like, what?
No, but that's just
No,
the
but
truth,
it's,
though.
I mean, it's basically the truth. Like,
It is what it is.
we know for a fact that the older you get, the more things change for both men and women.
It's very different.
For men, there's time on our side. For women,
The guy never
there's
runs
really
out. The guy never
no
runs out of
time.
time. As far as you have
And
money.
that's when the situation flips over for the man. The man determines if he's going to go ahead with this
Marry you or
or
not.
it ends. But the thing that is funny about this story is the fact that they took it to church.
They took us to
If you
church,
like,
exactly.
No, that's...
carry a
No,
on top of
but-
your head.
but-
It's
but-
not going to change.
Something about the
anything.
halo. Well, when you talk about halo, you speak as if men actually want very modest ladies. The truth is that men want to marry modest ladies,
So I think
but outside they
the
really go for the
mistake-
tiger.
How do we put it? We like a
Go on, put
on
yourself
the
in trouble.
No,
streets,
but honestly, though,
but
so
in the
A
sheets.
cat, I get you. I get you.
I think the
Cat
reality,
and tigers.
the reality of life is that a lot of times it dawns on people too late.
Oh.
Take a boy and a girl, age, say, 20. Boy is 20, girl is 20. At that point, the girl is more
More matured.
more
Yeah.
desirable.
Yeah.
In fact, she's getting things the guy can't get.
Sure.
Add 5 years to that, she's 25, the guy is 25. She's still getting more things that the guy
than
can't get.
Yeah.
Make it add another 5 years, 30. Boy is beginning to stabilize, right?
Yeah.
At 30, they're probably equals now.
Yeah.
Add another 5 years to that. 35.
He's on top.
The boy is on top.
Yeah.
And the more you add 5 years, the more the gap widens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
in
it's
a
like
real
the woman
sense-
goes
Yeah.
down and the man
It-
starts going
like,
up.
people don't like to hear this, but it's the honest truth. The older you get as a woman, the harder it gets. For the guy, for as long as he has,
Bah.
the world is his oyster.
Another thing that
It's just
Oh,
the
you're
same.
talking. I thought you were very inexperienced in this department, but go on.
For me, short, background.
the odd part of the video was, why did they have to wear wedding dresses?
Because they want to get
Optics.
married.
You don't have to be in a
This is
wedding.
how good I'll look
but
at your
the funny
wedding.
thing. Because here's the funny thing. You know, white weddings, basically, it's not really... let me get somewhere.
No, let
white
me-
wedding
let
is
me-
not
let me
really our
get-
culture.
Bro.
So the white wedding dress already has a jinx that says your groom should not see you in your wedding dress before the day.
So let me
So
put it to
why
like
do you
this.
have to wear wedding dresses when you can
Married
pray?
people take it for granted that they are married.
Say that again. I don't understand. You have to
Married
explain.
people.
I
You think
agree
marriage
with
is
you.
easy?
I
It's
agree with you.
not. It's because you are married. Your wife is lucky that she's married.
Yes.
She could be out there wearing that wedding dress.
Are you
praying.
lucky that you're married?
Men, till the day you die as a man, for as long as you don't stop hustling, the world is at your fingertip. You go to turn up like this. See, for women, it's sad. It's just biology. It's sad. You can't force these things. No matter how much money you spend on a guy, if he doesn't want to marry you, he's not going
It's
to
not gonna
marry
happen.
you.
It's not gonna happen.
There's nothing you can do. You can't force it. A guy has to say, okay, you know what? I like you enough to spend the rest of my life. You can't force that. So regardless of whatever it is that you do,
And see, it's one thing for a man to say, you know what, I like you enough to want
marry
to do
you.
this.
Yes.
It's another thing for you to even keep the man,
man
in the same
this-
marriage.
It's not easy. It's not. And then now men are beginning to realize that people like saying that maybe the
Now
price.
maybe
yeah,
hot cake. Oh.
They are beginning to realize that's why less and less people get married. It is what it is.
Yeah,
Like
true.
it's just the truth.
Wow, that's
And to
amazing.
make matters worse, the younger gender, they are coming for the older men.
Welcome back. A little technical stuff there, but we're back. We're talking about this lady who got up on social media to put up a video about her being hit in the face with a brick by a man who she refused his advances for. And, well, she ended up in the hospital. First off, that's one topic. Another topic is the fact that she had plenty of time to do plenty of videos where she was actually telling about. But let's talk about that next. Men, if your advance don't get a positive response, how do you feel? I'm not even going to talk about what your actions are, but how does it make you feel? There's either one of two things. It's either a no or a yes. And I'm sure if you're going to advance a lady, if you're going to go to a lady and ask her out or ask or say anything that you need a response to, you're prepared for either eventuality, yes or no.
I think the first sign of maturity is understanding that rejection is part of life. And for most men who they've grown beyond their egos, when they try out things, and they get rejected, it's how they react after that.
Press eject.
That's, you know.
I mean, you would know you've been told no more times than yes.
Shots fired.
Nah, I'm
actually
just saying.
the other way around, but
Shots
yeah,
fired.
whatever you say, whatever
yourself
you
in
say,
trouble.
Are you saying
whatever
are
you
you saying you
say.
bagging them?
Put
I've
yourself,
been
you
doing
bagging them?
stuff, man.
put yourself in trouble.
Now you talk about
But yeah, how did you used to handle a no?
press eject.
Eject.
Just eject. You know
And how
what?
did it make you feel? Did it damage your self-esteem in any way at all?
Oh, yeah.
In the beginning, did it damage your
Oh, yeah.
self-esteem?
Me where they get over breakup in 2 hours. Are the best 2 working days.
Let me tell you guys something.
No,
In
so
my life, people who know me, and I mean, know me from when I was much younger, will say that this guy has never been single in his entire life.
There was always
Move to the next one. I don't get time. I don't get time.
No, so for me,
They know.
I think basically, like you rightfully said, if I'm going into a battle, I know it's you win or you lose. If you lose, you can't win all now.
Yes,
Come
no.
on, like it's okay. Okay.
But you go try.
You try. If she said no, bro, eject. Like
Yeah,
you know,
straight up.
And then I think that the older you get, you don't even realize that.
You actually needed those no's.
Yes, because those no's actually prepare you for.
Exactly. They build your confidence.
We've been here
Really.
before.
Yeah.
Move aside. Move. And the truth is, women love attention.
Yeah.
Women love attention. And you know that regardless of how much a woman doesn't really like you, she still likes the fact that you're chasing her.
Persistence.
Once you press eject, she'll miss
You
it.
become desirable.
She's like, where did you go?
Some people never got over being told no. They've been told, I mean, gang here,
No,
for
me?
instance.
I'm like, I've not been as useless as you guys when it comes to
Almost straight bullet touch everybody.
when it comes
He touched
to
everybody.
advancing
You guys on the
yourself.
road.
You know,
No, you guys on the road. I have to give it to you.
Because are you
tell us
guys
your
just approaching
experience.
everybody you see and expecting a yes?
God.
I don't understand. Now, who's the
Oh,
prostitute?
but everybody
Who's
they
the
collect
prostitute?
today.
No?
We were playing with you
Who is the
guys.
prostitute?
Everybody they collect.
Who is the
Oh, yeah,
actual winner?
apologies.
Everybody they collect.
No, but sometimes I know some guys that, to be honest, some of my friends, I used to have some friends that seemed like mentally unstable. That in my
Tells a
mind,
lot
I'm like,
about you.
if a girl tells this guy no, he might do something. Because guys don't. A lot of guys can't handle rejection.
You know what's there now? You know, I
Some
know
people
you
can't
know.
handle rejection. That's why a lot of girls even give you a fake number.
I think what guys can handle is not the
Look, yeah,
rejection.
a lot of girls
See,
give you a
no,
fake
no. I
number.
think what guys can handle is not the rejection, is the
Maybe
is
the way you're
combina-
rejected?
No, it's the fact that you're going to tell somebody that I rejected this guy. It's that's the slight on their ego. That,
Like, yeah, it's always about
you
the
know,
ego for most
It's,
guys.
it's about the
That's
ego
why
that
most guys.
she will tell her guys say
Yeah.
she tell me
and
say
that's
no.
why most guys also lie about certain things. Like, you know, the friends say I'm hanging out with a particular girl, and then they're trying to insinuate stuff. And the first thing he says is that, yeah, I did do him. Even when he's not doing stuff, because it's really all about his ego. It's really about.
So you think guys have a
I'm a
list where
man.
they're like,
Men lie, yeah,
Yeah.
men
No,
lie.
but the truth about life is that if you are self-aware, if you understand who you are, understand life, you know that you can't win it all.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's nothing
But I
wrong.
think that comes with time and maturity. Men
No,
grow
but-
out of
so,
it.
No, so but for me, like I don't understand. Okay, do you honestly think you're going to bag every girl you ask out? No, now.
I want to suicide.
It's not going to happen now. It's not going to happen. It's like a striker saying, okay, every match I play,
I'm
my
gonna
entire
score.
life, I'm going to score a goal. Come
It
on.
could be a Haaland.
You go hard. Now. You go hard. You go hard. It's not
Yeah.
that bad.
And at the same time, like the no's bring us to the spouses we have now who we
Yeah.
love so much. So
Exactly.
you know.
well, when you put it
Chose
that
that.
way, it's all good. I'm going to move on now. Interesting story about a gentleman at an airport. Now, I'm going to give a bit of backstory to this. I'm assuming that this gentleman, before I tell the tale, perhaps had a child from before. Now, he's married. They're at the airport, him and his wife. They're going to go see his daughter. And she insists that she's going to go to Starbucks and have a drink or something, or coffee or whatever, which is at a totally different terminal. And their plane is only 15 minutes out. She goes, he waits for the plane to get called. The plane is called, and he leaves her at the airport and goes to visit his daughter.
Cold-hearted, bro.
So
Cold-hearted, bro.
I've been in situations before where women, they're always late, whether they like it or not, especially on Sunday mornings, they're always late. Have you ever left your wife at home and just driven to the church and say she'll meet you there in the other car? And is that okay? Are you trying to, does that prove a point, or does that take away from you as a gentleman?
So I would say I've never done that before. But
It deserves up.
Mr. Fadigbe's burial, she knew how important that burial was to me. And I told her, when it's 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., if you're not ready to go, I'll get into the car and I'll drive. You'll meet me there. 9 o'clock, she wasn't ready. I took the keys. I went into the car. She ran and met me because she knew I was going to leave. Like, as a man, you have to draw some
the
lines
line.
that, you see this line,
Don't cross it.
if you cross out, anything where you see,
Take
take
it.
out like that.
Kind of like that, yeah.
I mean, the guy wants to go and see his daughter. You now went to another terminal to buy coffee.
I mean, that's just madness.
Peace out.
That's just madness.
Nah, come on. She's taking the piece now. She's
Yeah,
always
exactly.
taking piece.
And the
She's
story
taking piece.
even goes further, because apparently they had missed a flight another time you wanted to see the daughter because she delayed some stuff at home.
For real?
So if you look at the story, it's almost like she's
didn't want
consciously
him to
trying
see-
to
yeah.
avoid
Sabotage.
him
Yeah.
going to see his
And
daughter.
I think as a man, the guy did the right thing, because when you see someone who's trying to put sand in your gari,
And you're welcome back from that short technical break. We're talking about the instance of a father and a husband who left his wife at the airport because she was trying to sabotage his efforts to see his daughter.
Obviously.
And I was going to ask, I was already asking what the difference is in the kind of love that a man shows his daughter from the kind of love that he shows his wife. Which one is deeper? You've got a daughter, Gang's got 2 daughters, I've got a daughter, we've all got daughters. So
Well,
would
now
you say that the
listen, this
daughter,
is
that
making me funny.
the love you have for your daughter, and be careful now, is stronger, bigger, more robust than the one you have for your wife? Be
can I
honest.
go first, yeah?
Yes.
I think the reason why most men are extremely protective of their daughters is because of the experiences they've had with many of
The experience they have given other women.
other women, yeah.
So,
I think so. I think
if
so.
you're
So
a
I
bad
think
boy, you're more protective over your
it's
daughter.
not about being a bad boy or whatever. What it means is that you, as a man, know that
What's out
if
there.
you don't guide your daughter the right way and show that there's a home for you to come home to, no matter what, there's a space for you to be
vulnerable at.
vulnerable and perfect, and help. She's gonna go towards the wrong path. You understand?
Dark
so
side.
a lot of men, we go the extra mile to ensure. We might not think about it. We might not say, "Oh, this is the reason I'm doing this," but that extra effort, that extra attention is there for our daughters.
But you didn't answer the question though.
Yeah.
The love you have for your daughter, is it bigger than the love you have for your wife?
I think there's a
You're being diplomatic again.
There's a bit of extra love for daughters.
So it's bigger then.
It's always bigger.
It's always bigger.
It's always bigger.
Do you agree?
I think it's different though.
Tell us.
The way I love my wife is different from the way I love my daughter. But I also understand that as the first man in her life, I'm going to be the one to set the premise
Exactly.
for what she expects from men.
Other men, yeah.
So I need to set the bar really, really high. Because, in all honesty, your daughter, and parents completely downplay this thing. You, to a very large extent, you define 50% of what your children's life would be. The other 50% is up to them. So, in the real sense of the word, the software that they're going to go into the world with is from you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it iOS or Android?
You're programming it.
You gave them that programming. If they're lucky, they might be able to delete that and upload something else, but it's pretty difficult. So I know that I have to let my daughter understand that, okay, you can't get everything you want.
Exactly.
You can never get everything you
But
want.
then there's a standard.
But also, anything lower than this,
It's a no-no. Yeah.
she knows in her soul, my daughter knows in her soul that there's nothing she cannot collect from me. And I always have to constantly remind her that this is because I'm your father. And it's because you have unhindered access to everything that is mine.
Yeah.
This is not obtainable anywhere
Where
else.
else? Yeah.
And you need to treat your children, as sad as it might sound, you need to treat your children worse than the world will treat them. Because it will.
Yeah.
And especially your daughters, you need to let them understand that you can't roll with feelings. It's okay that you have feelings. It's okay. But your feelings does not negate facts.
Yeah.
This is the fact. This is how you feel.
You have to always be
Find the
objective.
balance. You have to always. It's hard, but and when you do that, you're creating a better world for other men
Yeah.
because you're raising women that understand that yes, my feelings are valid, but logic supersedes my feeling. If I feel like I call you and you're not picking, that must be because you are. I can be busy. My phone can be dead. I might not be around my phone. Don't create scenarios in your head,
Yeah.
and then that scenarios I now have to deal with it like,
Yeah.
oh no. It's very, very important. You are the one that sets our expectations from men. As much as possible, try and do a fantastic job. Because other men to make our life easier. It's not like the things that you have to deal with women. Their fathers could have corrected these things. A lot of women in the world today have father issues. Whether they want to accept it or not, they have father issues.
Very true.
And they're looking for voids that nobody can fill. Your father didn't fill that void. No man can fill that void.
Many years of work on
trauma. You would die trying to rectify that. As a man, it will kill you. Trying to correct, it will kill you. And you will die, then she'll move on to somebody else. And she's still not...
And she wouldn't get it right.
She still won't get it right.
Just,
So, as much as possible, just do it right. Just try and balance it.
Gang, you want to put something on that?
Yeah, you know, it kind of reminds me of something I saw on social media where a guy was talking about the problem that he was basically saying that, you know, the advocacy for protecting women, that we need to stop people from attacking women, not protecting them. So you already know that women need protection. And who do they need it from? They need it from other men.
Or women.
You know? So that's why the focus to actually put more love to the daughter is there. But for me, I would say a lot of times I love my daughters more than my wife at a certain stage because if they don't disrespect me or give me any flack. At this stage. Do you understand? So they haven't gotten to that stage whereby...
Where they're rebellious.
Exactly. You know, but with your wife, you can have these fights, have these arguments. You know, there's a certain level that you just feel as if I won't get that from the mini-me's, my mini-wife versions. You get me? So you tend to pour in more love there, especially because a lot of men actually see that women also give the kids
and you know
more love than they give you.
Let me just say this. I think there's one thing that most women miss, I mean wives, is that, you see, when your children look at you, they see perfection. They see that person that is better than every other person out there. And that's a feeling that a lot of men, a lot of fathers reciprocate. You understand? And that's, in fact, wives don't get it.
The first time, man, you said something that's a gem. Oh, no, honestly, I feel what you're saying there. Because
Are you saying he has been shooting blanks all along?
Perhaps. But that is it. Yeah, I think you hit it.
He's on the road tonight, though.
And if most women can be daughters to their husbands, you forgive however it comes out sounding, you would find a bigger bond, a bigger
the connection will always be
but the problem always, I will say this forever and ever, and I know I might get cancelled for this, I don't care. But the problem with this is that people always assume that marriage is a partnership. And I say it, I've said it before, I'll say it forever. It is not a partnership. Marriage between a man and a woman is not a partnership. What a woman desires in a man is different from what a man desires in a woman. What a woman desires in a man is someone that is better than her. You can't expect someone that is better than you to come into a partnership with you. It
can't work.
Be clear. Let's be clear about it.
I agree.
Like, a woman will never date a man that is on her level. They always date up. A man doesn't see it like that. You now want that guy to leave his throne
and then come down again.
Like, let's be realistic.
I'm sure we'll come back to these topics because we're expecting your question, or rather your inputs. Use the hashtag #BeBlackTable on TVC. We'd love to read from you at the end of the show. We always reserve about 10 minutes for that. But we have to move into our main topic. Today we're talking about choices and consequences. We're really looking at it from the male perspective here. We've got a story to tell about this. I'm going to be reading it off my phone. Hope you don't mind. It says, I'm in so much pain. What should I do? Now, this is a lady telling this story, and she goes on to tell, I've been married for 20 years, and we only have 3 beautiful girls. His family are the type that believe a male child is more important and a must-have. So I feel terrible that I haven't given my husband a male child. He assures me that it's okay without a male child, no wahalas. Hubby falls ill, and critically so, requires a kidney transplant or he will die, and I turn out to be the only match available. Because I love him so much, I decided I'm going to donate my other kidney to him. One day, as I was preparing to go to the hospital for surgery, I was getting the paperwork all sorted out, and I come across my husband's will. This is where it becomes a roller coaster. And I went through it, and I find out that my husband of 20 years has 3 boys with another woman. Like that. And he left 90% of his wealth to those boys and their mother, and only left 10% to myself and the girls. please, what should I do? The guy's a bastard. That's what I said, first of all. I'm going to put that out there
So
already.
before I drop my opinion, the guy needs to first go and collect the kidney from those 3 boys.
How did you know what gang said from before?
No.
Gang, exactly what you said
No,
from before.
like, bro, you don't do that now. You don't do that.
But,
you don't do that.
Can
If-
I come from another angle?
Bro, first, go and collect the kidney first, then we'll have a conversation.
See, sometimes I feel that when
3
men,
boys, oh.
I feel that
Not
when men
one
do
a mistake,
certain
oh.
yes,
Second one,
yes,
third
yes,
one.
I want to
So let's
blame
just
the
try to
woman.
test it. Let's
I
do
want,
it
to
again.
blame, I want to blame the woman.
You
I
want to blame the
yes,
woman?
I want to blame the woman. And the reason why
How?
I want, the reason why I want to
How?
You're lucky
the
you're no
reason
longer in
why
the market
wait,
because
wait,
nobody will
wait,
come for
guys,
you.
hear me
Or come
out.
after
Hear
you.
me
Can
out.
people call you?
Just give me
Let
3
me finish
minutes.
you.
Let me do 3 minutes here. The reason I want to blame the woman is
Is
see,
that?
as at a point in time, women need to create some sort of strong value for themselves. Because when you think about how the story played out,
You do realize that it's not the woman's fault to give
I'm
birth
not.
to
Wait,
men.
I'm not saying it's
he's
the
not talking
woman's
about the
fault.
boys
Though.
now,
I'm not
the
talking about
girls.
the boys. I'm not talking about the
I want
man.
to hear
I'm
your
talking about
voice.
the wife now. See, I feel that for a man to go extremely, it's easy for you to say, "Oh, I made a mistake and I have a child
3 times,
outside."
it's not a
But for him
mistake,
to
oh.
do
3 times,
three
my
times,
decision.
it means that the woman never pulled her weight. She was a passenger. She was a passenger in the
No,
marriage.
bro, no, you can't
Oh,
say
I
that.
think he's
She was
speaking from an
wait.
economic.
Yes, she was a
economic
passenger
point
in the
of view.
marriage,
In the sense
and
that-
the
an
man
emotional-
saw
You
her
don't
as someone that he could roll over.
Bro, it's the guy's responsibility for the boy. Oh,
No,
not
no,
the
no,
woman,
no,
oh.
no. I'm not. See, my point is this. I feel
That
that.
she doesn't have
I
a
feel
boy,
that.
it's
No,
the guy's
he's not
fault.
coming
that.
from
No,
the
no, no,
angle
no.
of the
I'm
kids.
saying that if the man didn't see his wife as a rollover, he wouldn't try it. Having the first child outside is a mistake,
enough
Abi.
mental burden.
For you to do 3, that means she was just a passenger
in his life.
in his life.
She
For
didn't
him
notice
to
these
dare,
things
for him
happening.
to dare and say, you know what, you deserve just 10% of my wealth. That means
I'm
she
gonna-
did not
bro,
push
no,
her
no, no,
weight
no,
in the
no,
relationship.
I'm going to say this, even though I don't like to say things like this, but as a man, you can never be where you are in life right now without your woman. You would have lost it along the way. So, first off, most women in this world, they have to step on the brakes for you to step on the accelerator. Because if you are both matching that accelerator, there is no family. So that you are where you are today, first off, is because of that woman behind you.
Which one? The
That's-
one with 3 boys or the one
The one with 3 girls.
The one with, in this case, the one with
he's
3
married
girls.
to.
The one with 3 girls. She's the reason why you are where you are. Because if you have to struggle with taking care of the kids and also hustling, you won't be where you are. Let's first.
So
Oh, wait,
as
let's put a
much
bit of
as
logic here. Olamide, hang on a second. Let's put a bit of logic here. Let's put format into this. When did he have these boys? They've been married for 20 years. When did he have these girls? Were these boys?
So I feel like the
were these
moment,
girls-
the
were
moment the
these
wife
boys in
popped out
tandem with the girls,
the moment the
or were they
wife popped
after?
out the second girl,
Okay.
he went to try his luck outside.
So,
and his thing
so
slapped.
let me
most probably,
We don't
most
know if he had
probably.
these
See,
3
guys-
girls first, and then eventually had these 3
Please,
boys.
guys,
after.
you mommy, I want to use a real life situation here with someone that I know, but I can't
Don't mention
names.
names, 'cause you
I
know
can't
you are
mention
very,
any names here.
very
I'm not going to mention any
popular
names.
for name
And
calling.
Don't talk about me,
he
sir.
would.
You get children outside.
Stop, guy.
No, don't be you talk am.
And you know, we were having this conversation one time, and then he talked about how his wife doesn't
Maybe
really
swimming somewhere.
notice or observe anything he does, because she was just like,
logged
whatever.
out, yeah.
And that's because he was always providing, he was always putting stuff together, and he never saw them as equals.
No, but your wife, if you're always providing, your wife will never stop loving you.
No. Wait, my point is
Forget
this. My
everything
point
way
is, my
women
point
they
is
talk,
this.
oh.
My point is this. Men, the way we're built, the way we're structured, I could have 99 problems and not share with my wife. Because at the back of my mind,
No, but you
I'm
shouldn't,
like,
because if you do, she'll see you less.
exactly.
She'll
At
see
the
you
back of
less.
my mind, I'm like, I don't need you to solve
can
this.
handle
I can handle it. I can
Yeah.
do it myself. And a lot of times in those scenarios, especially with this person I'm talking about, what happened is that it became a wall. And it became something else in his marriage. What she was seeing was the guy who was happy, who wants to travel from point A to point B, can afford it, wants to pay bills and all that. But this guy was going through a lot of issues, and he would talk to us, the boys, like, how mom, and this now, waiting to happen with this, so that the wife doesn't really observe or notice anything.
Well, I
And-
have a question.
Yeah.
But that's his
There's
fault,
something
though.
about being
No,
honest
no,
with
that's
you.
his
With
that's
fault.
fault.
Olamide,
That's his fault.
That's his fault.
Monsieur Jean-Luc, s'il vous plaît, if you are honest with your wife, it's very different from if you're vulnerable with your wife.
Exactly. They're two different things.
He wasn't vulnerable.
He wasn't vulnerable.
You don't need to be.
I
So,
agree.
See-
personally don't believe that as a man you need to be vulnerable with your wife.
Well,
As much as possible, try not to be, because now there she finish the start. Being honest with your wife is a
vulnerability doesn't mean that you are
being,
putting your genitals out there and giving her a hammer.
But being
That's
honest with your wife is a different conversation entirely. My wife's 40th birthday, she said, I do not want a party. I want to travel, this and this and this is what I want. She knew that at your very worst, you will make it happen. I didn't have the money, but I also knew that she knew what she was saying.
Yeah, because she knows what you're capable of.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But if I now tell her that, oh, I have to remove this from this, add this to this, unnecessary. Bro, play your role.
As a man.
As a man, play your role. Vulnerability is different from honesty. Vulnerability is things are not working. My God, which I won't do.
But what I'm driving at is this.
We see it
What I'm
differently.
driving at is this. When a woman can look at the mirror and see the reflection, a man will step out and do all sorts of crazy things.
Men
for-
are ruled by logic. You tell yourself
Yeah,
the
but
truth.
for me, I feel
women can't.
So it's one thing if the man had children by 3 different women, you know, is reckless.
Exactly.
You know that this guy
I'd actually
is
forgive him
a
more
loose
then.
ball.
I'd actually forgive him
It's
more
just
then.
like, you know what, I don't care. But for a guy to have 3 children
Same woman.
with one woman, then there's
It's
a lot that
intentional.
we
No,
need to look at.
it's very simple. I can explain it to you. See, the moment you start having unprotected sex with anybody, you have removed all forms of reason and feelings. I don't know whether it's the fluid or but feelings, then they
The
follow
fluid.
up.
Okay,
Then
real
they
quick,
follow
let
up.
me jump
Real
in
quick,
here.
gang, real quick, yes.
There's something you guys are also missing from this story that I want you guys to understand. She said something about his family, about his background, and the
Yeah,
kind
true,
of place
true.
he came from.
I'm sure they knew about these other
The
3
family
kids.
were already adamant about they want a son.
They want boys.
They
yeah.
already rate boys higher than girls. They want sons, grandsons. They kept on emphasizing that. So she must have had a bad relationship with the family, knowing that they want boys, and she had been giving them daughters.
But do we realize that it's not our fault, though?
No, wait,
No,
it's
I'm
not
not saying it's a
Exactly his
fault.
fault.
Let me
It's
say
his
it's a
fault,
fault.
though.
There's no fault. She has no fault in this at all. The only fault she has is that she wants to give him kidney. So
Facts.
that's the only fault she has there, that she wants to give him kidney. So the guy already knows where he came from, and he's already supporting his family and giving them sons
What they want.
from somewhere else, and just telling her on this side,
okay.
it's okay, I don't need boys, because I already have boys somewhere. I don't need boys. I don't
So,
need boys.
this
So him
also-
and his family are all messed up. She shouldn't give him the kidney. He should die. But like you said, she should. No, listen. Here's the
Bro,
funny
he
thing.
should.
She hasn't invested in herself, like you said, enough
Then
to
there
be
is
like
that.
she's relying on her 10%.
Yeah.
If she was somebody that had some substance and stuff for herself,
Yeah.
whether he leaves anything for her or not, she's
Just-
good
yeah,
to go.
she's
Bro,
Listen,
man, no.
this is getting
So
oh,
that one
dear.
I disagree. I completely disagree. If a woman sacrifices her life for you to be the man that you are,
And then you have nothing.
you freaking owe her your life.
Yes.
You, like
So
you
she-
have
she-
to reciprocate that energy. You can't. She can't step on the brake for you to step on the accelerator, and then you're not like, I don't outgrow you. Are you mad? You will not even be where you are without her. Let's be
No,
honest.
need him to
but
change
at the
the-
end of
the
the
will
day,
then.
this is it. If he leaves nothing for her, then all that stepping on the brake was a waste of time.
No, the guy's a fucking idiot.
He is. We all agree on
Because
that.
in the true sense of the word, my wife knows that today, if I die now,
She's
she
good.
knows that
good.
she's okay.
She's good.
She knows. Because I know that without that woman fueling my fire, I will not be here. Never forget where you are from. You
Femi, that's you.
Bro,
But in
it's-
this case,
women, that's what women do.
Don't drown the people
Bro,
who taught you how to swim.
I'm not going to lie
Listen,
to you.
guys.
Women, that's what women
Let's
do.
wrap it up
They
in a
give
bit.
their life for you.
I agree.
I'm
You
sure
have to
we're gonna come back
reciprocate
to
that
this.
I
energy
agree.
now.
I agree.
I'm sure, gang, we're gonna
Say
come back
because
to
of
this.
boy, you the mad.
Let's take a very quick break because I have to organize all your input, everything that you sent in using the hashtag #TheBlackTable on TVC. We will be right back after this, and I'm sure we're going to get back to this argument. Stay tuned. Within the break, Oluwafemi has almost beaten up gang. And
not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Olamide has drained his lizard twice. And the last man standing. Let's go into
Now
the
you win
comments.
today. I said you just fire, spray bullets everywhere.
We have a very
And
long...
today, tap, tap.
Well, very
Shooting
long
with his
comment
eyes
here.
closed.
I mean, bro, blindfolded.
And Davilola sent in a very long one concerning one of our first topics today. I'm going to try and read everything. It's very long. Guys, don't interrupt. Mazino, wow, unfortunately, people keep doing the wrong thing and neglecting the right thing that should be done to solve a problem. This is just for fantasy by the pastor to make you feel that something has been done for you, which will guarantee marriage immediately. Talking about the ladies who went to church in wedding dresses. It's not true. It is not by wearing wedding gowns because it is not fashion that brings husbands. Your fashion is only noticed for marriage when both spiritual and attitudinal issues are solved, while you are in deep. Otherwise, your fashion will only be noticed for friendship and sex. These are the two things that bring about marriage, attitude and spiritual nature. Keep educational background aside, even when you're not educated, but you have the right attitude, hard work, and not rejecting your own when he comes. She goes on, I can tell you that it's a she. But she goes on, it's twice
You
as
can
long
tell
as
these things.
what I just read. But does she have a point there?
Yeah, she does. She does have a point, but like that's her opinion. But then at the same time, there's something valuable that Femi said. At the end of the day, it's still a situation whereby you wait for a man to propose.
And the man has to be ready.
He has to be ready. He has to want you.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has to want you.
We got more. Sumbo here says, you hit me with a brick because I said no. I hire a tractor, uproot a tree in the forest, and hit you with it while you are
Wow.
asleep. What rubbish. Violence International.
Well, either ways, I think the guy shouldn't have done that, and no man shall assault a woman because he.
Absolutely
it's
not.
not
Don't raise
considered
your
wrong.
hand against
Completely
her.
wrong.
ridiculous.
Completely wrong.
Yeah, Ipaja. Oh, wow, what a name. Ends with song in any way. Says, hello, men of the black table. Hello. Take your wife to see male strippers and see waiting go happen. Winks. I ask you guys to do that.
Google punish you. Now Google punish you. You know where?
This was not
Okay.
serious.
And Sugar,
Next question.
Sugar,
Next
Sugar
answer,
here
Daddy.
says, the spiritual leaders should be blamed for the ladies wearing wedding dresses. They've been brainwashed to the point where they will go with anything they're told. So
Do you know
I've
the funny
also-
thing?
Yeah?
Do you know the funny thing is this? Sorry to say, you will never see a church service that has bachelors
Lined up.
praying and fasting,
Saying they
saying
want
they're
to get
looking
married.
for wives.
Because by the time you get to bachelorhood, you now realize the value that you carry.
It never happens. I just sometimes these things amaze me.
Can I just say something quickly? I've had this conversation with a lot of women, and most times I ask them, okay, so why do you want to get married? And a lot of times they have a lot of surface answers. They have a lot of surface
Why
answers.
should people get married?
So the thing is this, I don't think marriage is for everyone. I think marriage should be something that you are matured enough for you to go into with another person. But for a lot of young
But what's
ladies
the
out
main
there,
reason for getting married? Is
I think
it, is
it's
it
for
procreation
companionship. It's
or
for companionship.
Okay, you say
It's
companionship.
for having something meaningful relationship that is, a lifetime.
So
But-
somebody once told me this, that the main reason why you get married is for companionship, because in your later years, you need that soulmate.
I don't think so. I
No,
think
that's what he
human
said.
beings
Now, that's what he
generally
said.
are built
But then again,
to
we
seek
kinda
someone.
we tend to think that you have to find that companionship in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s, when the truth is, like, most men actually get more mature in their 40s and their 50s. So why can't that be the actual
So the
duration
thing-
for finding
so
your
the-
life
the
partner?
thing about life is that humans were designed to live in societies. We're not designed to live in isolation. Loneliness kills. Nobody talks about it, but loneliness kills.
True.
If you see a lonely person, they are usually miserable and angry. Now, the only way to mitigate against that is to have somebody in your life that you know that, okay, you could share everything.
Yeah.
Now, if you're married, assuming that all is well, you would have somebody that understands you and sees life the way you see it.
See it,
They
exactly.
don't necessarily have to agree with how you see
Everything.
life,
Yes.
but they see it the way you see it. As a man or a woman, when you cross a certain age and you don't have that in your life, nothing can fill that void. Money can't fill it. Vacations can't fill it.
And you see, adding to what you said, someone told me that, as a 40-year-old man who isn't married in today's world, that in terms of what you want, you wouldn't find it in the future.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't
Because you
exist
can't
anymore.
feel- you
It
can't
doesn't
feel it,
exist
yeah.
anymore. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
exist anymore.
That by the time you're 50, if you say you're looking for a companion, you are just wasting your
I think
time.
I would have been a better companion if I had gotten married at 40.
No.
No, I believe so. I think because
the truth is, your 20s and your 30s are the time that you are not using your head.
Exactly.
You're following your heart.
Yeah.
when you're in your 40s,
You're too
everything
calculated.
is
It's logic.
calculated.
You're too calculated.
You are not. So every alliance is strategic.
Yeah.
Strategic alliance. There's no love in there.
Exactly.
So if you are not helping me with this, come and be going.
yeah.
It's a different conversation entirely.
It's too tactical.
In
for
your
you
20s
to
and your
have meaning.
30s,
That's a
All
good
right,
one.
guys, let's bring you guys back down to planet Earth. Let's bring you back to
Gang,
this.
what you got?
Why
Gang,
do
while
people
you're
get
doing
married?
that, just throw in the tip there, okay? 'Cause
See,
we're out of
everybody
time.
gets married for different reasons. Some people just want to brap. Some people want to have children. I don't think there's one reason. People get married because somebody created marriage and it looks good and everybody's just following
no,
suit.
I think sometimes you find that one.
Because if you're talking about companionship, some of us have been companioning since our 20s. With different companions.
So, but I'm going to be honest with you. There are times in life you find that one person, and you know it in your soul that
This is the one.
if I miss this one,
You don't
another
go.
one will day.
You know.
True.
This is the one.
That's when men decide, okay, you know what?
It's time for me to say.
It's time for me
It's
to.
time for me to companion.
settle.
Yeah, let me hang off the condom.
Unfortunately, if it happens 2 times in your life, you hope it doesn't. But that possibility exists.
Well,
Let's
that's
put a
the
pin in it. Gang, have you got the tip for us this
Oh,
week?
you want a
this
tip from me? Why am I giving tips
You have
all
been
week?
going on and on.
evening? Just a tip, gang.
Don't put everything on. Just a tip.
And don't come easily.
Okay, the tip is if you have to give any of your body parts to your spouse or anybody that you love, do the right checks first and make sure that the person knows that you have their life in their hands and can decide if they live or die.
No, but funny enough, so
So just be careful.
so
What
funny.
kind of
What
advice?
what body part that is?
No,
Be
but funny
it
enough,
inner,
one of my
kidney.
ex-girlfriends, shout out to her. She moved to Canada. Her father was dying. And the
Real
guy
quick.
needed a kidney transplant.
Uh-huh.
She actually gave him a kidney. She never married that time.
That's father now.
No, but bro, I know the relationship between her and her father back then. It wasn't that great. And I'm like, you give your father your kidney. You know you just cut your life by half. You're like, what's the point? And I was like, Anybody will marry this girl, the person gets...
Solid. Solid, man. Solid.
I was like,
Those are the
solid.
companions
I-
we're
you know
looking
what?
for.
remember I was like, that's
Well,
solid.
gang, I take back the tip from you, and this man has just given us the tip. That's
No,
the
but
tip.
see, that's why I told you the part
but
of your
that's
body.
only
See,
not
now,
tip.
see, before you give any part of your body to anybody else, you need to know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
You know who you are.
Including if these parts of your bodies are for reproductive reasons.
Ouch.
Companioning.
That's my own tip for you guys.
No, but-
In any case, let me say already a big thank you, Jean-Luc, and your No Limits outfit. That's a good one. Thank you
So when
very
are we
much.
going to have silhouettes?
Mr.
When are we-
Apollo February,
But you not going to be back. One day, we will just try you just off those lights. They will just be...
It will no longer be the black table, it will be the red
looking
light
forward to
district.
No, but it's going to be the black table now. Like, no, it will be... You just off those lights. They're just black, then go to see.
Gang, any suggestions for our
You
backdrop?
know, the funny thing is that I think that if you blindfold me and you take off the blinds, I can tell Okwe's silhouette if I see it from side view.
Oh, God.
Not
God, you don't do
not
that.
Which Okwe?
You don't do that.
Which Okwe are we talking about?
You know.
specific.
You don't do that.
If you know.
Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been told that it is Saturday morning already. We have
If you
run
know, you know.
overtime. Thank you very much, gentlemen,
Wait,
for
what
being
another
here.
video?
That's the Okwe talking about. Not you. Who cares about- We will catch you guys next week, Friday, 11 p.m. as usual. Good night. Or is it good night? Bye-bye.